My manager leaned over my desk, grinning like he was paying me the biggest compliment of my career. "Honestly, mate," he said, loud enough for the desks around us to hear, "the free overtime I get out of you saved this company thousands. You're worth two of anyone else in here." And he clapped me on the shoulder and walked off, delighted with himself. Free overtime. He'd said it right out loud, cheerfully, like it was a good thing. For 18 months, I'd been staying late, every night, coming in early, working through lunch, answering emails at 10 at night. It had crept up so slowly that I'd stopped noticing it was happening. It just became normal. "Can you just finish this off?" became every evening. "We're a bit stretched" became a permanent state. And I'd never been paid a penny extra for any of it. I'd told myself it was temporary, that it showed commitment, that it would be noticed and rewarded. And now here was Kevin, my manager, telling me exactly how it was being noticed. Not as commitment to reward, as free labor to brag about. A cost he'd cleverly avoided. Thousands saved off my back, and he wanted me to be proud of it. Something shifted in me right there at that desk. I opened a blank spreadsheet, and I started very quietly to count. Here's the thing Kevin didn't realize he'd just done. He'd stood over my desk in front of witnesses and cheerfully admitted that I was routinely working unpaid hours, and that the company was knowingly benefiting from it. That's not a compliment. That's a confession, because your hours are worth money. There are rules about the working week, about being paid for the time you actually work, about not being pushed below minimum wage once your free hours are counted against your salary. Companies get away with unpaid overtime for exactly one reason. Nobody counts. It's invisible. There's no number attached to it, so it feels like it never happened. So I gave it a number. I went back 18 months and I reconstructed it all. And it's amazing how much of your life is quietly recorded once you go looking. Sent email timestamps showing me working at 9, 10, 11 at night. Calendar entries, the building's door swipe logs which showed exactly when I badged in and out every single day. Slack messages sent long after home time. Meeting invites for 7 a.m. starts. Hour by hour, day by day, I rebuilt the true picture of my job. Not the one on my contract, the real one. And the number when I added it up was staggering. Over 18 months, I had worked roughly 200 hours that I'd never been paid for. 200, an entire month of full-time work, given away for free, so Kevin could lean on my desk and brag about the thousands he'd saved. I didn't storm into his office. I built the document first, clean, dated, evidenced, every hour backed by a timestamp, and I attached a calm summary of what the law says about paid working time. Then I requested a meeting. Not with Kevin, with HR and Kevin together. I walked into that meeting calm, with a document, and I watched Kevin's grin do something interesting over the following 20 minutes. It started confident. He clearly thought this was a moan he could wave away. Everyone works a few extra hours, that's just the job, etc. Then I turned the document around. 200 hours. Not a feeling. Not I work really hard. A precise time-stamped door log-backed record of unpaid time laid out month by month, with the relevant law on working hours and pay attached at the back. And this was the part Kevin hadn't seen coming. I quoted him. His own words at my desk in front of colleagues about the free overtime that had saved the company thousands. Because if the manager is on record cheerfully confirming the unpaid work is deliberate and known, the company can't exactly claim it was all a surprise. The grin was gone. HR asked Kevin some quiet, careful questions that he did not enjoy answering, because the company now had a choice. Argue that 200 documented hours of unpaid work were fine, and risk a formal claim, a tribunal, and the manager's boastful quote read out loud, or make it right. They made it right. I was compensated for the unpaid time. The expectation of routine free overtime stopped, for me and quietly for the whole team, because once one person counts, the invisible becomes very visible. Kevin was spoken to. He stopped leaning on people's desks bragging about savings, and he never clapped me on the shoulder again, which suited us both. Here's the lesson. Unpaid overtime survives on being invisible. No number, no proof, just a slow creep you stop noticing. The moment you count it, timestamp by timestamp, it becomes real and it becomes something they owe you. So count. Your time is worth money and the record of it is everywhere if you look. Has a workplace ever taken your time for free and expected you to be grateful? Drop it in the comments. And if you want more complete stories with no part twos that never come, follow the page. New story every day.